I have been moving forward with my goals for the Clarion West Write-A-Thon, which is ongoing until the end of June. On June 23, these were my goals for the day. The items on the colored sticky notes are for my novel, and I need to create the town where one of the families lived for Chapter 4 because the rest of Chapter 4 is already written. Then, when the town has already been created in Chapter 4, I need to edit that chapter and then polish it, and then also edit and polish Chapter 5, which is already written. But I haven't been able to do these at all in June 23. Instead, here is what I actually ended up doing on that day. I made a vlog video for my YouTube channel, and I will link it down below. And then I continued reading that novel, Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. It was so hard to put down. It was very, very good. And then I went out for some errands, which included getting one of my car tires vulcanized because apparently I rolled over a stray screw somewhere. I started working on my novel for the day only at a little past 11 p.m., so of course, none of these tasks will actually get done. Instead of 2,000 words, I was able to write only 400. On the morning of the 24th, I was able to write significantly more words. Here's the word count at that point. And that is partly because I attended an online writing session with Gordon White. It's part of the online writing program of Clarion West. And of course, I cannot show that window in Zoom because I did not ask for permission. But here's the thing, I recalculated my word count, and the publisher wants the final draft to be 60,000 words. And considering the chapters that are already written, these should be the final word count of each chapter. And at first, I initially pegged it at 15 chapters. You've seen that on my Kanban board video. But looking at the word count, it turns out that I needed only 14 chapters. So that's good. However, I still need to put in the work of actually writing it. And I did. I sat down and just wrote and wrote. And before the end of the day, I was able to write Chapter 7. Not all of it, because part of this has already been written before, but I do need to finish writing it. Here is my task list for June 24, and as you can see, everything has been done except for the final 1,400 words for Chapter 7. Here is my tracking sheet on my planner for June 24. I was able to get some sleep, no problem, but this was quite the productive day. I really like it when I have set myself up with a lot of things to do and I end up doing all of them, almost all of them. Now here is the 25th. I was able to attend a writing session group again, this time with Rashida Smith, and I was able to put in more words on what I was working on. And over here on the tracking, it looks like a slow day. I was asleep, and as you can see, there is a gap here of a few hours in which I was doing nothing. I could not write, I could not even read, I could not even go back to sleep. So I did a bunch of different things, cleaned my room, watched some YouTube videos, nothing significant enough to write down here on the tracking sheet. But on this same day, here is what I have finished. Chapter 7 has only 900 words left to write, but when I checked my Chapter 9, I saw that it was already completely written. The story had a beginning and an ending for the chapter, and the word count was correct, so I just had to edit it and polish it. There was no need for me to write this 1,400 words that I put down, so I wrote an X mark on that sticky note. And then I also edited and polished Chapter 8, and what do you know, I was also able to write about 1,400 words for Chapter 10 without even finishing writing Chapter 7 first. It's kind of crazy, but apparently it's working. I don't question my process anymore. If it works, it works. So, just to show you, here is Chapter 9 with 4,100 words. Here is chapter 8 with 4,300 words. And here is chapter 7, still with the 3,400 words from before. So that's what I need to do ASAP as best as I can. And then on the late night of the 25th, I attended another writing session group, and that really helped a lot. It's with Stephanie Malia Morris, and by the time the writing session ended, my word count has improved a lot. And even after the session was over, I just kept writing and writing until at 11:30. Chapter 7 is already finished at 4,400 words. Sorry it's blurred, but I hope you can still read the word count. Now these sticky notes have been unstuck and restuck on various pages of my planner pages over the past several days. And at some point they were all on a Kanban board. Remember that Kanban board? I will link that video down below. But now that they're all finished and checked off, I can finally paste them down with a glue stick because some of them have already lost their stickiness. And not only that, I was even able to somehow chalk up the first 1,400 words of chapter 10. Well, really, to be honest, I already had some notes for chapter 10, and then when I deleted those notes from the draft, I was left with just a little over 1,000 words. But still, I did not plan to write chapter 10 on this day, but I did, and that's okay. I updated my running tally of the word count per chapter because I always end up writing chapters that are slightly longer than planned, even after editing and polishing. So after doing the math again, I saw that I only needed until chapter 13 to complete the 60,000 words that the publisher wanted. I can remove chapter 14. The sticky notes for chapter 14 are here, and I'm going to take them out of my planner pages and transfer them to this index card that holds the sticky notes for chapter 15, which I have already removed. And over here, I've written no need. And so if I just keep to my current schedule and then maintain my flow, I just might be able to finish writing my entire novel by the end of June, which was my original decision that I made last January. So there is hope, but it is all up to me. It's all up to me, and we'll see. Now chapters 1 through 9 are already finished and complete and final. Chapters 10 through 13 are actually under Act 3, and I have my little notes here on index cards. Here is the notes for chapter 10. Here are the notes for chapter 11. Here are the ones for chapter 12, and chapter 13 and 14 will be combined into just one chapter. Now let me show you the file that I have for the full working draft. It is at 125 pages, 40,600 words, and I need to write these last 4 chapters for more or less 20,000 words. Okay, so Clarion West has added a new series of writing sessions. It's called Drafting Sessions with Alex Morrissey. And they will run every Tuesday at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. And now that I know that the writing sessions help a lot, I am going to enlist. So I put that in my planner using the usual method. I laid them out on my computer, printed them and cut them and pasted them onto the planner page where they are supposed to go. But see here, I made a stupid mistake. These drafting sessions are supposed to be for every Tuesday, and I put it on a Monday. But I'm not going to edit this part of the video out because I want to show you how I fix mistakes like this. I printed a new one of the only class that should actually be on June 27, and then I peeled off the one that I placed the mistake on. It made that part of the paper there a little see-through, as you can see, but after pasting down the correct box, it is all good. And then I went ahead and put in the rest of the new classes, just like how I did it before in my Plan With Me video and the part 1 of this vlog series. And both of those videos will be linked down below. I also calendared 2 different reading sessions with 2 different authors, but they will not be on Zoom. They will be on YouTube Live, and I placed that on my Google Calendar as well because I can put links in there. And then the final step, of course, was to put in the side reminder tabs for all of the additional new Zooms.